Sarah and Jackie grew up in the same neighborhood, attended the same primary and nursery school, and were inseparable. Their bond was so strong that they practically lived and behaved like sisters. Everyone admired their friendship, often speaking of how rare and beautiful it was. As they progressed to secondary school, their closeness became even more evident. Many people mistook them for twins, not just because they were always together, but because of how deeply connected they were. Their friendship remained unshaken, and when it was time for university, fate once again kept them in the same path. They both gained admission into the same university, even studied the same course. Jackie stood out in many ways. She was stunning, exceptionally intelligent, and naturally kind. Sarah was also beautiful, but she didn't quite match Jackie's sharp intellect or quick wit. However, Jackie always had her back, helping her with assignments and tutoring her whenever she struggled. People gravitated towards Jackie, drawn by her kindness and generosity. And even though Sarah was liked, Jackie was the one everyone adored. When it became obvious that people loved Jackie more, Sarah began to feel jealous. She had never experienced a meaningful relationship, yet Jackie had men flocking around her. One day, she jokingly asked Jackie if she had a secret for attracting so much attention, but Jackie simply laughed it off. However, deep down, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that Jackie was doing something, perhaps even using her destiny. How else could one person have all the good things while she had none? Despite these growing insecurities, their friendship continued. Before they could even graduate, men were already asking for Jackie hand in marriage, while Sarah didn't even have a serious relationship. Jackie was excelling in every way. She graduated as the best student in her department, bagging a first-class degree and winning several awards. Everyone around her was proud and happy for her except Sarah. Why is everything good happening to Jackie? What about me? She kept asking herself, though she forced a smile whenever Jackie was around. On the day of the graduation celebration, Jackie was overwhelmed with joy. To crown it all, the love of her life proposed to her right after the event. She was ecstatic, jumping in excitement as she hugged Sarah tightly. "I can't believe I'm getting married soon." Jackie squealed in happiness. The whole room erupted in cheers and everyone celebrated with her. But that night, Sarah went home heavy. She sat on her bed lost in thought. Why is nothing working out for me? She wondered. She was now convinced that Jackie had done something to her, stalling her luck, her opportunities, her happiness. The next day, she confided in her mother, pouring out her frustrations. But her mother only smiled and reassured her. "Don't worry, my daughter. Be happy for your friend. Your time will come soon." But Sarah wasn't convinced. When will my time come? She kept asking herself. As the preparation of Jackie's wedding kicked into full gear, everyone was busy ensuring the occasion would be a grand success. Jackie was overjoyed, eagerly counting down the days to her big moment. But then, something happened. A few days before Jackie's wedding, her fiancé unexpectedly called it off, without any explanation. The news hit her like a thunderbolt. She was devastated, drawing heartbreak and confusion. No matter how much she cried or searched for answers, none came. The shame and disappointment were unbearable. Her family rallied around her, offering comfort and support. Even Sarah stayed by her side, trying to cheer her up, but Jackie was inconsolable. At her lowest, she even contemplated ending her life. But thankfully, her family pulled her back from the edge. For weeks, the house was filled with nothing but tears. Everyone around her felt her pain. But after 2 months of mourning the love she lost, Jackie decided to pick herself up. She shifted her focus to things that brought her joy, determined not to let the heartbreak define her. She and Sarah started going out more, partying, meeting new people and having fun. Slowly, Jackie healed, and before long, she had moved on completely. Life went on, and a few months later, she found love again. This time, everything seems perfect. She was in love, happy, and before she knew it, she was engaged again. Excitement filled the air as wedding preparation began once more. But then, the unthinkable happened. Just days before her wedding, her fiancé called it off again. Shockwave ripped through everyone who knew her. Whispers spread like wildfire. How could this happen twice? Was she cursed? Jackie was beyond devastated. She sank into another round of depression, struggling to understand what was happening to her life. Her mother tried to reassure her. My daughter is just a coincidence. The right man will come. But Jackie wasn't convinced. Something is wrong, Mom. Something is wrong, Jackie cried bitterly. This can't be a coincidence. What have I done to deserve this? Who have I offended? Is there something out there that doesn't want me to get married? This is the second time, Mom. My heart is so heavy. I don't think I can survive this. It's alright, her mother said, pulling her into a hug. You will survive, my daughter. Everything will be fine. Stop crying. I know this is painful, but you will get through it. But Jackie couldn't stop. The tears kept falling. This was too much to bear. She had always been kind and always sweet. She didn't deserve this. No reasons, no explanation, just heartbreak. Again, it was too much. Jackie couldn't stop crying. The sadness weighed on her like a heavy cloak, and anyone who saw her could tell she was heartbroken. She tried to move on, to push past the pain, but it wasn't easy. No matter how much she tried to distract herself, the memory still haunted her. Determined not to let the grief consume her, she threw herself into work, hoping that staying busy will help her heal. After months of trying to heal again, she decided to give herself a break from relationships. Throughout, Sarah remained by her side, her ever loyal best friend, comforting and encouraging her through every heartbreak. Sarah and Jackie focused on their career, building financial stability, strengthening their friendship along the way. Jackie remained deeply grateful to Sarah for standing by her side through the darkest moment of her life. A few years later, when Jackie finally felt ready to give love another chance, she entered into a new relationship. This time, it was a long-distance one. Her man, Chris, lived in the US, while she remained in Nigeria. Despite the distance, their love blossomed. They talked for hours every day, sharing dreams and making future plans. Even Sarah could see how deeply they loved each other. Jackie, of course, introduced Sarah to Chris as her best friend, and over time, Sarah and Chris developed a friendly rapport. They spoke occasionally, always in the presence of Jackie. Everything seems perfect. After a year of dating, Chris decided that it was time to take the next step. He planned to return to Nigeria to marry Jackie and then take her with him to the US. Jackie was ecstatic. She couldn't wait to finally meet the love of her life in person. Though she was scared, doubts filled her mind. What if he doesn't like me when he sees me? What if I don't like him? What if he changes his mind and cancels the wedding? Her thoughts were everywhere, one worry after another, refusing to let her rest. She kept thinking and overthinking, but in the end, she took a deep breath and decided to surrender everything into God's hands. On the day of Chris' arrival, Jackie was supposed to pick him up from the airport, but something strange happened. She slept like a log, completely unaware of the time. Hours passed and she remained unconscious. What she didn't know was that Sarah had drugged her. With Jackie out cold, Sarah made her way to the airport instead. When she saw Chris, he was surprised. "Where is Jackie?" he asked. With a practiced smile, Sarah lied smoothly. "Oh, she got caught up with work and sent me instead. She will see you later." Chris, though a little disappointed, believed her. She drove him to the hotel where he was supposed to stay, chatting casually all along. After Chris checked in, Sarah refused to leave. "Let me keep you company for a while," she said sweetly, setting as if she belonged there. As minutes passed, Sarah's intention became clear. She started seducing Chris, leaning in close to him, touching him, whispering things he had no right to say. Before he could finally process what was happening, Sarah was undressing, pressing herself against him. "Sarah, stop this. You are Jackie's best friend," Chris protested, trying to push her away. But Sarah was relentless. She manipulated the situation, making him feel trapped. Eventually, one thing led to another, and they had sex. The moment it was over, Sarah left, a satisfied smirk on her face. Chris, on the other hand, felt disgusted and ashamed, but the damage was already done. Back at home, Jackie finally woke up, groggy and disoriented. She glanced at her clock and gasped. She had slept for hours. Panic set in as she remembered her plan to pick up Chris from the airport. Grabbing her phone, she immediately dialed his number, completely unaware of the betrayal that had just taken place. Jackie dialed Chris' number, her voice filled with excitement and apology. "Where are you? I'm so sorry I didn't come to pick you up." Chris, still battling with guilt, forced a smile through the phone. "It is okay, love. I'm already at the hotel." "I'm sorry, babe. I don't know how I slept off. I feel so weak and tired, but I'm on my way now," Jackie said. That was when it hit Chris. This might be part of Sarah's plan all along. He felt used. He felt stupid. Relieved, Jackie rushed over to meet him. The moment she saw him in person, all the moments of waiting melted away. She threw her arm around him, thrilled to finally see the man she loved from afar. Chris held her tightly, his heart heavy with regret. Looking at Jackie now, he realized that she was even more beautiful than he had imagined. "What have I done?" he thought. He quickly buried the cute and focused on her. They talked, laughed, and shared stories, completely lost in the joy of seeing each other. Their love was undeniable and the connection between them was stronger than ever. Jackie was everything Chris had prayed for. Her beauty, wisdom, intelligence, kindness, and calm nature made her perfect in his eyes. She was 10 out of 10 in every way. But as he looked at her, guilt gnawed at him. He had fallen into Sarah's trap, and the weight of his mistake pressed heavily on his chest. He wanted to tell her everything. He wanted to confess, but he held back. He couldn't rule this moment, not now. As days passed, the family met, introductions were made, and soon the traditional wedding preparations were in full swing. This time, Jackie prayed, asking God to make this wedding a success. She had already been disappointed twice, and she could not bear another heartbreak. Chris, aware of Jackie's past, was determined to make everything perfect, but something felt off. Sarah had been acting distant. Unlike before, she barely participated in the wedding planning. Jackie noticed but brushed it aside, assuming Sarah was very busy. After nearly 2 months of preparation, the wedding was already a week away. Excitement filled the air, everything was set, and everyone eagerly awaited the big deal. Then the unexpected happened. One evening, Sarah showed up at Chris' hotel, her face unreadable. "We need to talk," she said. Chris, sensing her seriousness, sat down. Then she dropped the bomb. "I'm pregnant." Chris froze. His head spun. "What? Pregnant?" His voice was barely a whisper. Sarah nodded. "Yes." That night, it resulted in this. Chris' hand trembled as he ran them through his hair. This wasn't happening. Not now. Not when he was about to marry Jackie. Without wasting time, he took Sarah to the hospital for a pregnancy test. When the results confirmed it, he felt his world crashing down. The timeline matched. The baby was his. What do I do now? He couldn't abandon Jackie, but he also couldn't turn his back on his child. He was trapped. What have I done? The weight of his mistake crushed him. He never wanted to hurt Jackie. She didn't deserve this. She was kind, loving, and everything he had always wanted. "Oh my God, what have I done?" he whispered to himself. "What kind of mistake is this? I should have resisted that day. I should have stood my ground instead of letting myself get carried away. Lord, help me. How do I fix this?" The guilt consumed him, and it showed, replaced by sadness and unease. Jackie started to notice something was wrong. "Chris, what is going on? You have been distant. It's few days to our wedding and you are acting strange. Are you having a second thought?" Chris felt his throat tighten. He could see the fear in her eyes, the same fear from the past heartbreak. He couldn't lie to her anymore. Jackie searched his face for answers. Chris has been acting strange, distant, lost in thoughts, and uninterested in things he once enjoyed. Even if he was going to break up with me like others, he should do it now, she thought, praising herself for the worst. Chris, on the other hand, just stared at her. The wonderful soul God has blessed him with, but he had ruined it. With his own hands, he has turned his blessing into a curse. He looked at her, turned. Should I tell her? She deserved the truth. The burden was suffocating him. He couldn't keep deceiving her. It was time to confess. He fell to his knee, gripping her hands. "Jackie, please forgive me." Jackie's head pounded. "Forgive you for what? What happened, Chris? Just tell me." "Speak up," Jackie demanded, her voice trembling with fears. Was this another breakup? A sinking feeling settled in her chest. She was already feeling sad, but now dread crept in, making her heart pound. Chris, unable to hold this any longer, broke down in tears. He went uncontrollable, his shoulders shaking with guilt and regret. Jackie's fears deepened. What is going on? Chris hesitated before finally speaking. Sarah is pregnant for me. Silence. Jackie blinked, as if trying to process his word. Then she let a hard and dry laugh. Sarah. What Sarah? She asked, confused. Babe, stop confusing me now. Who is Sarah? Jackie's voice wavered, desperation creeping in. But Chris remained silent. My best friend Sarah. Chris swallowed hard and nodded. Jackie turned around, scanning the room, searching for a hidden camera. This is a prank, right? Tell me this is a joke, Chris. But the pain in his eyes told her otherwise. Tears welled up in her eyes as she staggered backward. How could you? How dare you, Chris? Jackie's voice trembled with anger and heartbreak. After everything we share, you had the audacity to sleep with my best friend. My best friend. And now she's pregnant. Are you happy? Is this what you wanted? Tears streamed down her face as she stepped closer, her chest rising and falling with a painful breath. Chris, you are expecting a baby with my best friend. Do you even understand what this means for me? The two people I genuinely love and trusted have betrayed me. How do you expect me to cope? What do I do now? How do you want me to handle this? She let out a bitter laugh, shaking her head. Tell me, Chris, say something. Will you marry the both of us now? Or are you going to abandon your child? Or abandon me? Her voice broke. You are cruel. Chris, so cruel. She wiped her tears with a shaking hand. But it's fine. Maybe this is just my fate, to remain single forever. Because why else are these things happening to me? Why do these things keep happening? Chris sat there, silent, broken, tears streaming down his face. He couldn't defend himself because he knew it was all his fault. Without another word, she walked away. She stormed straight to Sarah's house, and when Sarah opened the door, Jackie wasted no time. Is it true? She demanded. Sarah crossed her hands. True about what? Are you pregnant for Chris? Sarah met her gaze with an unreadable expression. Then without hesitation, she said yes. Jackie felt the ground shift beneath her. Her heart shattered into million pieces. Tears streamed down her face, but Sarah remained emotionless. Jackie whispered, how could you? Sarah didn't answer. You were my best friend, for crying out loud. Jackie's voice cracked with pain. What did I ever do to you? How did I offend you? Why, Sarah? Her chest ached as she looked at one person she has trusted the most. This world is so wicked, she whispered, shaking her head. There is no trust anymore. But Sarah simply stood there, arm crossed, looking completely unbothered. Well, things just happened, she said with a shrug. I never planned to get married. It's not my fault that I'm fighting. Jackie's breath caught in her throat. Sarah smirked. Don't blame me too much. These things happen, and honestly, I'm not sorry. After all, we are best friends. Sharing is allowed. Jackie just stared at her. Who is this person before her? She had ignored the sign for years, the jealousy, the envy, the little betrayal she brushed off, and now this is where it has led her. Without another word, she turned away, swallowing the pain that threatened to consume her, and she left. She went straight to her mother, collapsing in her hands. Mom, am I cursed? Why does this thing keep happening to me? My own best friend, pregnant for my fiancé. Her mother held her tightly, whispering words of comfort, but nothing could ease the pain. Mom, I know I'm cursed, Jackie sobbed, her whole body shaking. If not, why does these things keep happening to me? Just few days to my third wedding, and here I am, humiliated again. Mom, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. This is too much for me. Don't say that, her mother said, pulling her in a comfort embrace. You'll be fine, my daughter. This is not the end for you. But Jackie wasn't confused. She kept on crying. The pain were unbearable. That night, sleep refused to come. She lay awake, staring at the ceiling, tears streaming down her face. Why me? Why me? She kept asking herself. It was just 2 days to her wedding, yet she felt lost, broken. The weight of everything crushed her, and for hours she let the tears flow freely. Eventually, exhaustion took over and she cried herself to sleep. The next morning, Jackie drove to Sarah's house. She gathered all her wedding attires, jewelry, and drove to Sarah's house. When Sarah opened the door, Jackie handed her the bag. "You can wear this and marry him in my place," she said, her voice void of emotion. Sarah's eyes widened. She had expected to be a baby mama at most, but a legal wife, she was speechless. "You have always wanted what I had so badly." "Sarah, here you go. Take him," Jackie said, her voice steady despite the pain in her heart. "He is my gift to you. You two deserve each other." She took a deep breath, her eyes filled with unshed tears. "But just remember, every action has its own consequences. From now on, let's stay out of each other's lives and mind our business. I know God will see me through." Jackie turned to leave, then paused for a moment. "Congratulations to you once again," she added before walking away, leaving Sarah standing there speechless. As she drove back home, Jackie dialed Chris' number, her hand trembling slightly. When she picked up the phone, she took a deep breath and spoke with the calmness that marks the storm inside of her. "I'm handing everything to God, and I've handed everything to your bride," she said, her voice devoid of emotion. "Go ahead and marry her in my place. I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore. I'm drained, Chris. I refuse to be part of this baby mama drama. You have made your choice. Now live with it." She paused, her chest tightening. "I don't want to ever see you or have anything to do with you again. Don't call me, don't reach out. Congratulations on your wedding and goodbye forever." Before he could respond, she ended the call. The moment the line went dead, the weight of everything crashed down on her. She pulled over to the side of the road, buried her face in her hands, and broke into a heart-wrenching sob. She had been crying for days, but this was the loneliness she had ever felt. The news caused a massive fallout between the family. Sarah's mother disapproved, but her father supported her, and eventually, Sarah and Chris got married. The story spread like wildfire, and everywhere Jackie went, people were talking about it. Whispered followed her, and the pity glasses only deepened her pain. The weight of the humiliation was unbearable, but she kept reminding herself, eventually, everything will be fine. She repeated the words like a mantra, hoping that one day they would finally feel true. As soon as Chris returned to the US, he started working on Sarah's documents. Within few months, she joined him, leaving Jackie behind with nothing but heartbreak. But just when Jackie thought she had endured the worst, another revelation surfaced. Her previous fiancé, the one who left her before, reached out to her. "Jackie, I need to tell you something. Sarah was the one who told us you couldn't conceive anymore, that you had multiple abortions." Jackie's breath caught in her throat. "What?" "It was all lies," he admitted, "but we believe that. Now that we know she married your fiancé, we realize she was only trying to destroy your chances of marriage." Jackie didn't react. She didn't scream. She did not cry. She just sat in silence, absorbing the betrayal. Then with a deep breath, she decided she was no longer going to dwell on the past. Sarah has taken everything from her, but Jackie refused to let her take her future too. She already knows Sarah's nature. She saw the red flag, but she ignored them out of love. Now, Sarah has stolen not just one, but multiple opportunities for happiness. The easiest part will be revenge, but is it worth it? Jackie is at the crossroad. She has two choices: seek revenge or let karma take its course. What should Jackie do?